Hello and welcome to this week's edition of In Retrospect. My name is Ricardo Evangelista and every Friday I'm here to look at the topics dominating the news agenda, always focusing on geopolitics and economics and keeping an eye on how the markets react to everything. So, what has been happening this week? On Thursday, we learned that economic activity rebounded at a record pace in the United States during the third quarter. On an annualized basis, GDP grew by more than 33%, and comparatively to the previous quarter, the growth was in excess of 7%. As these numbers are published only a few days before next week's election, President Trump will surely be claiming credit, as he's been using the economy as one of the main flags of his campaign. At the same time, many analysts out there look at these numbers and think that they hide a darker picture. The situation is not that great. Because of the coronavirus pandemic and the lockdowns, the shock and the damage inflicted on the economy has been immense. If we compare economic activity during the third quarter of this year with the same period of 2019, the economy actually shrunk, and it shrunk by almost 3%. Also, if we look at unemployment is up, and is up by 11 million. Staggering, really. So, for sure, Joe Biden will also try to take some advantage of these numbers and put his spin on them. And as he campaigns over these last few days, he'll be pointing out that maybe President Trump didn't do such a great job. Let's see. We're all looking forward to what's going to happen on Tuesday and all really anxious to find out who will be the next president of the United States. Another marking event this week has been the announcement by the European Central Bank that they will leave their monetary policy unchanged and will not be injecting further stimulus into the economy. However, Christine Lagarde, the bank's president, left it clear during a speech that to them, risk is tilted very much to the downside. They will keep reassessing the situation and will act accordingly. In central bank talk then, this means that when they next meet in December, we should expect the announcement of new stimulus and new easing. The situation in Europe is of course very complex. France and Germany, the Eurozone's two largest economies, just entered lockdowns. And if the economies in the zone were already suffering after the first wave of the pandemic, now with the second wave engulfing the economies, things are getting even worse. So tough times ahead. It'll be a bumpy ride. So we should expect more action from the European Central Bank. And that's what Christine Lagarde hinted at when she made a speech on Thursday. So how are the markets reacting to all of this? Well, investors weren't overly impressed by American GDP figures. The S&P 500, the main American stock index, remains down by more than 4% this week. There was a modest rebound when the GDP figures were published, but it was very, very modest. The dominant sentiment remains, of course, one of risk aversion for several reasons. The coronavirus pandemic is advancing once again, and the second wave threatens to have a shock at least as damaging to the economies as the first wave did. Also, there is some uncertainty about the results of the American election on Tuesday. And if there is a win by one of the contenders by a small margin, it's very likely the loser will contest it. And this will delay the announcement of the winner and will have all sorts of negative repercussions. Also, investors will be very disappointed that American politicians failed to reach an agreement regarding the stimulus package. So, difficult times ahead. It's only normal that the markets are dominated by this risk aversion. But we'll see what happens next week, as the American election has the potential to either increase this or to change it. We will see. And this is all for today. I will be back next Friday with more views on current affairs and how the markets react. In the meantime, go to activetrades.com or activetrades.eu, depending on where you are, for more market analysis. And if you like this video, click the like button and share it with your friends. Thank you very much for watching.